Ladies and gentlemen of the board, I'd like to thank you very much for having me here. I know your time is invaluable, as is mine, so I'll stop wasting both of ours. I have a vision. What I see is this. I see a grown man, a white man, in his mid to late 40s, lying completely naked on a table. Stay with me. Alright, so we've got a grown adult man, mid to late 40s, lying on a table wearing nothing but a clown nose. Some sort of weird haircut maybe, 2 ponytails, a mullet, maybe a bowl cut. That's TBD. That's to be determined by you. Alright, so let's put all these pieces together. What do we got so far? We've got a grown adult man that's lying completely naked on a slab with a clown nose. And here's the really fun part. Here's where the kids come in. Kids come in, and what they do is they take bones out of the grown, naked, clown-nosed man's body. But here's the catch. If they don't do it with enough precision, they get violently electrocuted. Billions with this game, Operation. Thank you, that's my impression of the original pitch for the children's game, Operation. I wish more children's games combined anatomy and mild electrocution. I think that's a good life lesson. If you don't remove bones properly, you're gonna get tased. That's a fact, Jack. I'm so excited to be here. Oh my goodness. I just came from a show with 3 people, and now I feel like I'm on the Ark. And it's just, you guys are a bunch of animals, and we're gonna go find Russell Crowe and just fucking make whatever. Okay, back to focus. I used to do a lot of drugs. We'll get to that. That's a lot. I have some fun stories about getting cut off from crack from my crack dealer. Wow! That takes so much work. I know I should do this in therapy, but I can't afford it, so here we are. Before I get into that stuff, let's give it up for yourselves for coming out. Round of applause. I cannot emphasize it enough. Thank you for coming out and supporting live comedy and all the acts you've seen tonight. I want to apologize for my gender. I think men need to kind of start speaking up a little bit more, and so I'll do this right now. Because we don't do that ever. Let me rephrase that. I would like to speak up about something that I find very annoying. And I find that it happens to women more often not than men, which is people will come up to you, maybe you can enlighten me, ladies. Have you ever had a man come up to you and say, you know what you need to do more? You need to smile more. You just need to smile. You need to smile more. Yeah. Here's what you do. You need to smile more. Then you need to smile more. You need to smile more. Then you take out a knife and you stab them. And you say, you need to bleed less. Oh, I'm smiling. You did it. I took the Silver Snake Express, the subway on the way over here today. I like to play games on it to pass the time. One of my favorite games is Obese Mime or Juggalo. Sometimes they're transitioning between the two, or they just really like hot dogs. My other favorite game is that smell even possible? Unfortunately, the answer is always yes. Very happy that you guys are laughing. I do enjoy it. I will say this, don't feel obligated. Please do. If you find something funny, please laugh, because I would appreciate it. But don't feel obligated. And the reason I say that is because I've been doing stand-up comedy for over a decade now. And that's approximately 13 years to the layperson. I don't know. And my dad told me when I told him at 17, on Taco Tuesday night, I stood up and I told my parents, I'm not going to college! Fuck y'all! I'm gonna do comedy! And my parents were like, we love you and support you. And I'm like, I can't be a tortured genius if you support me. And then I thought about it more. I'm like, how come they were so, like, it didn't faze them. And they were kind of happy. And I'm like, oh, that's because I just was like, hey, I'm going to save you $400,000. But so it comes back to the best piece of advice my dad has ever given me about stand-up comedy, and that is this. He said, Sam, there's no such thing as a bad audience, just sons that should have gone to college. Yeah. And tax returns proving right year again. So you guys want to hear about some the worst date I've ever been on? Yes. Ever? Yes. Or do you want to get into the drugs?
Date.
Drugs. Okay, so let's do the date, then let's do the drugs, and then you guys, yeah, okay. Dates then drugs, and drugs then dates. It's Brooklyn, whatever. It's local, it's cool. So I went on a date in the last 6 months that was the worst date that I've ever gone on in my entire life. Like, it wasn't like two planes crashing into each other. It was like a Hindenburg full of puppies and a spaceship full of kittens colliding. It was so terrible. And it's mostly my fault. I met a girl on Twitter because I'm gross. And it turns out that she was a model, like a legitimate model, and I looked like Michael Phelps was microwaved too long. So how's this going to play out, Sam? Well, we establish a rapport, and then we go from the Twitter to the text messaging, and then we decide to have burgers. Ooh. And we'd have it, we're down at Atlantic on the place here on the corner. Because I used to live here in Cobble Hill, and then I got priced out, which I didn't know was possible because I'm white. Black people love that joke. They're like, wait till you have to wait for a taxi, you piece of shit. Sorry, that was awkward. Speaking of awkward, and so we go on this date, and she shows up, and she's like glowing, like she just descended from heaven. She has a halo. I look like this still. I haven't changed. And so I'm just like, this is not going to work, but sometimes maybe God gets drunk and he shuffles the cards wrong, and he's a mismatched couple all the time. And so I'm like, maybe he fucked up, and this is just, I'm going to run with it and just go with it. Embrace it. And so we go in, and it just from the jump is horrible. We order burgers, and I don't have a lot to work with except jokes, and so that's like my thing. And so I start telling jokes, and she doesn't laugh. And 12 minutes after our food comes, she decides to announce, just completely unsolicited, she goes, oh, by the way, when I was 12, I was kidnapped. Do I tell her now, or do I tell her later that I rented Taken 2? I didn't tell her that. It ended up being horrible. We went down to the Brooklyn Promenade because I was like, let's just twist the knife at this point, because I know I'm not gonna have, it's not gonna go anywhere. And at one point I said, how come you're not laughing at anything? She said, I only laugh at things I find funny. And at that point I said, so what are you gonna do when your looks fade? Because that happens. Without losing, just like this, she goes, well, I am friends with Skrillex, so I guess I'll just buy a laptop and become a DJ. I didn't know that that's how that worked. Alright, well, you guys will have to see me some other time talk about getting cut off from crack, which is a very fun and amazing story. But before I leave you guys, I'm going to talk to you about heroin, and I'm also going to announce that I am 67 days without a drink. So. Coincidentally, 67 days since I've thrown up absinthe on a dog. Happy anniversary to me! So heroin is the best, worst drug ever. It's amazing because it's heroin. And what happens is you get addicted to it once again because it's heroin. And so when I was 25, I got addicted to crack and heroin because I have chronic stomach pain, but I also use that to justify it. Once again, I need a therapist couch. And so I started doing heroin, and then I got sucked into it, and I lost so many friends. I have family members that to this day won't talk to me, but the absolute worst part is that I never even learned how to play jazz. If you chase the dragon, you should be able to play 8 bars of Coltrane. It's kind of hard though if you're playing Operation and you have jazz hands. Or those the shakes from quitting. Alright, that should have been a stronger ending. My name's Sam Grittner. Thank you so much.